Hi, Gemini. This is Christelle Martinette, and I'm here with you for a reading for the month of October. Now, I have here in front of me all different types of tarot decks, and I'll decide which one I'll use with you. I have here my Moldavite and my crystal quartz, smoky quartz. And this time I'm using cat's eyes runes. I'll show you those as they come out after I'm using them. I'm trying to, okay, let's see if that light works. Okay, and then an old deck of the Vera Sibilla, very old deck, an extremely interesting old deck. It's one of the most beautiful decks I have. Now, what am I getting for you, Gemini? I feel you here are in between a rock and a hard place. I know that the spotlight is on you, Gemini, and lo and behold, you are going to feel the need to start dancing. You know, when you get into that spotlight, you have to produce, you have to do something. You have a feeling that stress is starting to set in. This for the month of October. What I'm also getting is that the emotions, the history of your emotions, the emotional state is not an issue, basically. It's not the most important issue during the month of October. But you're seeing things more pragmatically for the month of October. I'm going to take for you this deck it's an erotic deck that I purchased many years ago in St. Petersburg. It's a very funny erotic deck, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. Very odd cards that I'll show you as I read them. And talking again about your emotions, the emotional state, you will be drawn in to be tapping your emotions. There'll be people coming to you, you know, knocking on your metaphorical door. Beep, beep, beep. Come on, Gemini. What about me? Don't you remember? Or how do you feel? You know, people will be asking and wanting to know how you feel, and you just don't. You're not there. Your mind is not there this month of October. You, of course, are a feeling animal, like we all are, but it's something that's not high on your list this month. Let me see what this tarot deck. This is the Four of Cups. Now, this deck is completely different from universal decks, the Rider-Waite. It's completely different. And as you can see here, there's always seemingly the presence of an ambiguity here. There's an ambiguity, you know, the symbol of the rabbit in the collective consciousness is an animal that reproduces very quickly and is very, very fast. And the Four of Cups is generally a moment where you ask each other, just like I just said to you, Gemini, someone will be knocking on your metaphorical door and saying, hey, Gemini, what about me? You know, what about me? How do you feel about me? And that's a card that's confirming that. Here we have the the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles, and again, it's a very modern deck. And the Knight of Pentacles, we know of the four knights, is the slowest moving, even if there is the communication back there. There is the keyboard. But it's a slower moving card that talks in this deck about communicating behind the scenes and trying to get to know where you stand, what the position of the social context is, where you rate in relation to those around you, to the players around you. And I'm not talking about emotional, any of your emotions. I'm talking about the social side to an interpersonal relationship. And this is going to be, that is the side of the emotions, if we can call it that, that will be high on your mind. Where am I? Where do I figure in this context? The next card, the focus card, is the Queen of Cups. Our lovely Queen of Cups our sweet Queen of Cups, our emotional Queen of Cups. Now, how could it be that Christelle Martinette just said, you're not going to focus on emotions? And here I have the focus card as the emotions. Queen of Chalices. Let's take a look. This is a question. This is an issue being raised. These cards were all shuffled before. I always shuffle on camera. All right, we have the Artist here. Now, the Artist is a card that talks about one's will and one's thoughts and desires. And this is how I'm seeing you for the month of October, Gemini. Female lover, amatrice, and it talks also about scandals that could be playing out between you and another person, or the story in itself is scandalous, or there's something that was found out that should have been left hidden. And here there's the Merchant, which also has a negative side to the story because it talks about speculation. Now, as I said, this will be on the back burner in your mind. You're willingly keeping it on the back burner. It shows up as a focus, though, because you're in the thick of it. And it's interesting how these cards clearly tell me that the focus is on a way, almost as if you were strategizing. How can I get out of this situation? How can I sidestep, just like the animals that walk sideways? How can I get away from this? And there is a loved one involved here who is knocking on that door and saying, well, what about me? What about our story? Here I have the Ace of Cups. Again, you know, it's the Ace of Cups is mirroring the Knight of Pentacles. And again, this talks about being behind the scene in relation to your emotions and in relation to love. You're taking a, how can I put it? You want to keep a screen between you and a situation, between you and a person. And here we have the Eight of Cups. An Eight of Cups here, where many of you will be, and there the person is at the top, sort of controlling, watching your every move, and it's almost wanting you to do more of the same, trying to avoid the radar, flying below the radar, actually. Now, let me take the Vera Sibilla here on one more card, which is the first card, the Four of Cups. And there is a majority of cups, which is amazing. Just hold on. Oh, here we go. All right, I've got Our Lady Constance, which is the success of the story here. And it talks about you're being in a position of not wealth but abundance. October is the month where it's where you're not interested, or you are not focusing on what you do not have, but how you can manage what you do have, both in terms of other people in your lives and your work. Friend, family, harmony in the family, and melancholy, malinconia. This also harbors. This melancholy talks about discussions, arguments with regard to your success. There may be some jealousy in terms of your success, both with the in the social realm and in the work realm. It's a complex month for you, a very complex month for you, Gemini, where you're going to be shifting and sliding, trying to get out of someone's gaze and trying to get out of their analysis and focus and their magnifying glass. All right, here we've got this. All right, here. Look, the Lagus Merkstave is telling me that it's going to be difficult for you to sidestep certain issues, especially with a person who's in your life who wants the answers now. That you have to be aware of. Need here is also here to tell us that even though it is going to be difficult, your entire month is going to be focused on trying to keep the smoke screen up, and ultimately there is success, Algis, and you are protected. Whatever you decide and whatever face you project to this person is going to be accepted. You have power this month in showing what side of you want to be shown. They won't be able to pierce through that. And then we have Awat's bright stave, and this is actually a journeying room, and it's telling me that the month of October for you, Gemini, is a month that's dedicated to understanding the nature of that relationship, understanding the nature of that partnership in work, if it has to do with that, but understanding how to go forward if you should go forward. But there is, with need on the same level, the notion here that you can't avoid that. You have to go through these steps in order for you to understand. I do hope this was of help for you, to you, Gemini. Namaste until we read together again. Let me thank all those new subscribers and my old subscribers. Thank you for being here with me. And please like, share, and subscribe. I really would appreciate that. Bye-bye.